Mountain of pizza for dinner. This is gonna be so good. Justin, how big is your TV?
110 inches.
Say that again.
110 inches.
That's a big TV.
That's what she said.
I know. I have TV envy. U.S. is down to nothing at halftime, playing like absolute garbage. No touches, no skill, all long balls, chasing the ball the whole game. It's just very frustrating. It's kind of what I expected, honestly, because Argentina's really good, but it just so frustrated. So frustrated. Books. I like to read. Let's talk about some books. We're going to do fiction books, workbooks, Jesus books. Here we go. City of Thieves by David Benioff. He is the same David Benioff that runs Game of Thrones, the TV show. This book is not anything like Game of Thrones. It is a rough and tumble tale that clenches humor, savagery, and pathos squarely together on the same page. It's essentially about the Nazi occupation in Russia and a coming-of-age story. I really liked it. It was really good. It's only like 250 pages long, but it's fiction, so that is like 70 pages. Because it's all dialogue. So, good book. Check it out. Worth a read for sure. Casino Royale, Ian Fleming. The original James Bond book. Lots of fun. I really enjoy the James Bond books, again, because they're super quick, they're super fun, they don't take a lot of your brain, but they're enjoyable. My favorite book of all time, The Hobbit. Need I say any more? I've probably read this myself 5 or 6 times, and I'm pretty sure my dad read it to me that many times when I was a kid as well. Love this book. And, of course, Game of Thrones series, right? This is Dance with Dragons. I finished season 5 of the show, was super pissed it out ended, found out maybe I didn't need to be so mad, read all 6 books within like 6 months. Thanks, bank job, for paying me to read Game of Thrones. And then I quit the bank and got a real job, and now there's only one more show of Game of Thrones and no more books because Mr. Martin is working tirelessly, I'm sure. Let's go. Speed it up. Alright, workbooks. And by workbooks, I mean books that help me do my job or think about my job. I'm a web designer, and I make things for the internet. So, like this video, for instance, although I don't really think information architecture is going to help me. Maybe it'll actually make these videos clearer. I don't know. But it's got a polar bear on the cover, so there's a win. Honestly, I'm not very far into this one because it's very textbooky, and, well, YouTube's a lot more entertaining than the textbook. But so far, so good, and I will finish this, I promise. I promise, boss, I promise. Rework by the guys from Basecamp. Very opinionated book, very quick book, lots of fun pictures, lots of blank space for notes. I probably read this book once every year or two just to refresh some of the ideas in here and to try and challenge my preconceptions when it comes to how I work and why I work and why I do things the way that I do them. Because sometimes I can get in ruts and I need to kind of kick myself in the butt or let somebody else kick me in the butt to not be lazy and to try to do things more efficiently, more effectively, more creatively. That's where this book comes in as well, Making Ideas Happen, by Scott Belsky, founder and CEO of Behance. Behance, I don't know, I'm not sure. Probably just Behance. But anyways, this is another book that I try to read once a year for the same reasons. To remind me that I have much to learn in not only the skills required for my job, but in the thought processes and structures that I surround myself with on a daily basis so that I can do better work. The Elements of Typographic Style. This is a legendary book. This is version 2.5. And it's just pretty. I mean, big, beautiful fonts compared with one another. And lots of nerdy stuff. Like there's Greek in here. And I took Greek in college. So I can read some of that. It's been a while. But it just breaks down the wonders of typography. And that's one thing that I am really, really intrigued about when it comes to design is typography. And hey, look, golden ratio. Anyways, I just like to look at this book. It's so pretty. It makes me want to make my own fonts and become much better at typography, but that's a fool's errand, so maybe I'll follow it. And last but not least, I just got this one when it came out. This is pretty much everything by Mr. Eric James Draplin, who is a fellow expat Michigander, born and raised in Michigan, left, and now lives elsewhere. Although he's in Portland, so that's kind of fun. I mean, look at this dude. Isn't he kind of awesome? So this book is just his journey into design, and I mean, his style is so much different than mine. But it's so cool to look through and see his process and where he's come from and how he's built himself this career. And he's not afraid to use crazy colors. Like his custom color is that orange. I mean, the dude is brash in the best sense of that term. I really enjoy this book. If I could meet two people in my area of work and play, it would probably be him and Casey Neistat, because they're both crazy, and I want in on their crazy. Just a little bit, though. Just a little bit. Not all the way. All right. Fiction, workbooks done. Jesus books. If you don't like Jesus, I'm sorry, but I do, so I'm going to talk about it. Center Church, Tim Keller. Anyone who seriously wants to understand how and why church should be done in your specific context, read this book, study it. The dude knows what he's talking about. It's so good. It's probably one of the best books on what the church should be and how it should be that I've ever read. And I've read a few. You should see my bookshelves. Up next, A Quest for Godliness by Mr. J.I. Packer. Alright, so this book is, if you get past all of the indices and appendices, 336 pages. You know how I compared the other book of 250 pages of dialogue to being like 70? This is like 336 pages, but it's really like 1,000. Because J.I. Packer is freaky smart, and his writing is so good and so dense, and he packs in so much information and so much thought and wisdom into his stuff that this book it's going to take you a long time to get through, and that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing to chew through this book. In fact, I don't think I've actually finished it. That's how dense this book can be. Because when I get down on myself and I get afraid and I'm all like, oh, I'm such a horrible person, I don't want to read this stuff because it just, brings up issues. Another J.I. Packer book, Knowing God. Boom, this is the classic that everybody should read. Again, it's going to take you forever. But that's a good thing when it comes to this sort of stuff, because he's so good and he's so smart and he's so wise and he's such a talented writer. I wish I could have met him. That would have been cool. Probably my favorite book ever, Divine Conspiracy by Dallas Willard. I've got a podcast called The Masterclass that I'm actually recording tomorrow night And we stole that line from this book. Thanks, Dallas. I appreciate it. But this book is all about the Bible versus what Christianity has become in America, the gospel of sin management versus the gospel of salvation. He, again, such an intelligent man. Leading philosophy professor, respected, taught at the University of Southern California, Trojans, big time player in philosophy, well respected, despite the fact that he was an outspoken Christian man in a realm of academia that doesn't really care for Christian folks. Awesome dude. Died before I could meet him. Not that I ever was going to, but anyhow, Dallas Willard is awesome. Read everything that he wrote. Up next, Where the Conflict Really Lies by Alvin Plantinga. He is another well-known Christian philosopher, and this book is all about the supposed conflict between theistic religion and science, and the supposed correlation between science and secular humanism. Guess what? He flips those two things around, and his whole thesis is that there's more, that science and theistic religion have more in common and have less conflict than we are led to believe, and that atheism or secular humanism has less in common with science and more conflict than is supposed in today's culture. So if you're into any of that sort of stuff, the whole evolution, Christianity type thing, Big Bang Theory, how can we trust science with the Bible, and how can we not hate the Bible but still embrace science? It's very good. Very good. And last but not least, I almost dropped it, Coping with Change by Walt Kaiser. It's a book on Ecclesiastes, which is a book that does not get talked about enough at churches, at least in my experience. And this is one of those books that I read at like the exact right time of my life, where I was going through a lot of change. And it sounds super self-helpy, coping with change, but if you read the book, you understand that's not what it's about. It's about that what Ecclesiastes' whole point is that life is change. And so learning to cope with that means learning how to live life, how to embrace the change that is your life, because every day is a new day and we don't know what's coming next, right? Really good. Really, really good. That's it.